being in the industry as long as you've been in it, how do you keep it spicy? Because I feel like you're just like, am I on this hamster wheel forever? And I feel like a lot of people probably feel that way, whether they're in the industry or not. Like, we're all told that we need to work out for our health, for longevity. Like, it's so important. We all know that. And yet I think that we get into these routines that are like really monotonous. So how often do you recommend people switch it up? And how often are you switching up your own routine?
Well, two things. One, I say you have to be somewhat goal oriented, right? You want to have something where you're looking forward to it, whether you want to go run a marathon or you want to go do a high rocks, or there's some sort of physical component to it that you're looking forward to that you can mark on the calendar and be like, okay, I'm going to go train for this, or I'm going to do this. That's one way to attack it. The second way is I try to help people understand that exercise is now like hygiene. You wouldn't go a day without taking a shower. You wouldn't go a day without brushing your teeth. So why would you go a day without exercise? Because that's the most important component, right? That's good for brain health. It's good for your skin. It's good for your bone density. It's good for circulation. Like, there's really no downside to exercise but showing up to the gym. So I help people understand that. I have clients who are 3 years old. I have clients who are 83 years old. And everyone, never in my life, in the years I've been doing this, has anyone ever left the gym and goes, I shouldn't have done that. You know? Before the gym, they're like, think of 1,000,001 excuses why they shouldn't go. Oh, I could go drink with my friends. I could go over here. Oh, there's a store. I could go shopping. And you'll get 101 distractions. But as soon as you're there and there's somebody like, hey, let's go, you got to start moving. I think that's what helps a lot of people. Most of the time I tell people, I go, I'm a strength coach, but at the same time, I'm an accountability coach. I make sure you're there. And, some people, if there's money on the line, they're like, oh, I don't want to waste the money. So they show up. Other people, feel accountable to people. Other people feel like, oh, I don't want to stand my trainer up. That's rude and obnoxious to do that. So I think just finding what works for your mentality. I think there's a lot of people. So for me, how I've switched it up over the years, I wrestled and played football in high school and college, right? I wrestled all through college. Then after college, I got into jiu-jitsu a little bit and then started doing endurance racing. After I started doing endurance racing, then I found CrossFit. After CrossFit, I started doing jiu-jitsu again and powerlifting and things like that. So it's been this cycle of different ways to test myself. But for me, what always sits in the back of my mind is I cannot tell people to go and do these things without doing it myself. I can't say to you, hey, you should go run the New York City Marathon. Having never ran the New York City Marathon.
No, not happening.
But I can't tell people to do these things and explain to them the level of difficulty, having never done it myself. I know what mile 15 feels like. I know what mile 19 feels like. In fact, I know how it feels 10 times over. So what I tell people, I go, do different things, put something on the calendar, and a lot of people are always like, summer's coming. Yeah, I have a wedding coming up. Yeah. So it's like, okay, you have this hard stop. Like, hey, I'm gonna. So what is in LA?
6 weeks in Europe.
Okay.
June 4th.
Okay.
Let's go.
So
That's
you
where I
got
am right now.
You got something on the calendar.
Yeah.
So now it's like, all right, how do I make this a routine? How do I not break that routine? How do I stay disciplined? And you don't have to, if you enjoy doing Pilates, then I encourage you to do, like, the days you don't want to do anything, go to a Pilates class. Go and do it. Go do something. For instance, like with a lot of my clients, they're like, oh, I don't want to be here. It's 5 a.m., 6 a.m. I'm like, all right, let's just throw the ball against the wall or slam it down, or, let's do a couple band press downs or something, because anything will start to get your endorphins going and get your heart rate going. So I give them like little tasks to get them going. Pushing a sled. It's just simple things that don't take any skill level, that aren't as daunting as a task, and they just start doing it.
Yeah. I am in a phase right now where I like what you said about accountability. Like, I have to have a trainer, because I need I like somebody who's going to be kind of mean to me. I have trainers that I have a great relationship with. Yeah. And so they can be mean to me, and they'll text me and be like, hey, what are you doing? You're up in 5 weeks. Like
Yeah.
they see what I'm doing on social media and stuff like that. My trainer was like, I need that body perfect. You better be working out today. Like things like that. That motivates me, and I'm paying them. So it's like a double accountability.
It's a double whammy, yeah. No, I have a client who I saw this morning. She had a surgery a couple weeks ago, and she had kind of fallen off. I see this girl 5 days a week, and she's incredible. She does everything I ask her to do, and then she fell off. She had the surgery. She's like, well, when should I come back? I go, now, because if you're wearing a tankini at Dumbo House, I was like, people are going to make fun of you. So get your ass over here. And she was like, all right, I needed to hear that. Because most people do.
Yeah.
Like if I start to fall off, like even I go to this jiu-jitsu gym, and all the guys I roll with, all the guys I'm with, they're like, dude, you haven't done a tournament in like 6 weeks. I'm like, I haven't. They're like, oh, you're getting soft. You're getting old, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, I got to. That was like the kick in the ass that I needed. Most people need that. Everybody's like, oh, that's rude and that's mean. It's like, no, it's not. It's reality, right? It's not a, you know, a lie. We're falling off. We need to hear from somebody who gives a shit about us. Because if your trainer didn't care, I don't think your $200 or $300 is going to make or break the guy, but you know, he's trying to keep you accountable. And most of the time, I even charge my family at my gym in Jersey, and I didn't want to. And I've done that in the past where I let people come for free, but then they don't respect it the same way. So now they're like, I'm paying this money. I have to go. And you're wasting my time. So I have to be there. And I tell them that, like, I don't want your money, but it's the only thing that's going to keep you honest.